Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Nin to Zen. I know it's been a while because I was out of town working on all kinds of projects because I do too much, just like all you guys do out there. So that's why this channel is committed to helping people thrive while they're out living in the eclectic, adaptive challenge that is the modern world. Today, I wanted to change gears a little bit because so much of martial arts and so much of therapy isn't just in our heads and on our meditation cushions. It's very much in our body and how we use our body and how our body is used by the world around us. And I had a fun revelation because I've been having to work in gardens a lot lately and lift heavy things, and I'm noticing my hands are getting tighter than they've been in a long time. When we're typing, when we're playing musical instruments, when we're working with swords, so much of what we're doing is our hands and wrist, and they get tighter and tighter. And so obviously we can do yoga and all kinds of things to take care of our wrists, but there's a funny coincidence in being a martial artist in that martial artists, whether they're punching sand or rocks or swinging 5-pound swords all day, every day, they had wrist problems and carpal tunnel problems sooner than the rest of the world because they were gripping things so much all the time and using these intricate motions in their wrists. So it actually turns out that old martial arts have fantastic therapy methods for carpal tunnel, go figure. So even though you might be typing all day and not swinging swords around, the exercises I'm about to show are fantastic for undoing carpal tunnel, scrolling thumb, all kinds of other things that come from our overused digits. So hopefully this works well for the video. Just a couple simple stretches for everybody to do at home anywhere they want. So let's start with what actually is a wrist lock in my martial art. It's called omote gyaku, which is kind of when you take the wrist and you put it against itself in a bad way this way to create an imbalance and maybe throw a person. But with the right energy, it can be a fantastic carpal tunnel stretch. So what you're gonna do is take your hand just like this, and you're going to take your other hand and wrap it around the thumb. So it's held like this, so all of your fingers are grabbing this meaty part of your thumb. Then you're gonna take your other thumb and press right around where the bone of your pinky is, right here. And you're going to hold it like that, thumb firmly on the pinky knuckle, other hand firmly on the pad of your thumb. And you're going to kind of push it out away from you. And as you push it away from your body, press with the thumb and pull, and you'll start to feel a stretch in your hands and all the way up your arm and into your forearm here. Obviously only stretch to where it feels nice, just a little bit of a burn, right? And you can kind of bounce it for tension. And then the opposite is called uragyaku, or the opposite reverse. So to set that one up, you're actually going to bring these here, this around here, so it's a bit the opposite. You're grabbing the back of the hand, so they're wrapping around to grab here, and your thumb comes across the back of the pinky this way, and again you're going to twist the opposite way. Kind of push it away from yourself as you twist the hand. As you see, this thumb is pulling down, fingers are pushing up, and push it away from the body. You can just hold it for a little while and bring it back, nice and loose. So we have this way, and then turning it around the other way. And that's going to stretch all these tendons. This is called nagare as a pressure point in our martial art. This is your ulna and radius bones. They have a lot of tendons that control the fingers. You can actually see them moving there. In the arms, so you'll feel the stretches in your arms, but it will very much help this carpal tunnel. And you can do it on both sides. And after you're done, after you've stretched one way and then the other, take your hands together, put them like this, and kind of roll them. Don't roll them with your hands, roll them with your arms. So my hands are limp right now. It's my arms moving up and down like pistons that then looses out all the stretching you just did on your hands. And believe me, it feels fantastic, especially if you work with lawn tools or if you're working with typing a lot, and it's something you don't need a masseuse to do, you don't need a yoga instructor, you can just do this at your desk to stretch out these wrists. There are a few more. So one I want to show you before we go to the next video is one that's from China as opposed to Japan. And this one is a little bit harder to show on the video, so I hope it works out. But essentially, you want to make sure your neck is high and your shoulders are relaxed. You start off with your arms crossed this way. So The one that's going to be going out is behind. The one that's going to be pulling this way is in front. And you're going to make this funny shape. You see it a lot in Chinese martial arts, and it has to do with relationships of tendons and how they go through our arm, through our hand. But you're going to make this funny shape right there, and you're going to imagine you're pulling a bow and arrow like this across. I know my hand went out of frame, but as you can see, I'm just holding these just like I'm holding a bow and arrow. And you're going to push with this hand out as the other one pulls. And you want to spread them as wide as you can so you're nice and open in your shoulders. Up here, you won't feel the stretch. Make sure the shoulders are low. And the lower the shoulders are, the better stretch you'll feel. Also make sure your arms are perfectly in line with each other. If this is up or this is down, the stretch doesn't engage. You really got to imagine that bowstring getting pulled open and stretch. Keep those shapes in, and it'll actually open up all kinds of tendons. If you don't feel the stretch, again, check your shoulders, bring your shoulders lower, and then also you can turn in the direction that you're pointing to help engage the back muscles and neck muscles. So again, these are just some basic wrist works you can do that I've learned from China and Japan that are fantastic for carpal tunnel. Even though they seem like they have nothing to do with typing and scrolling and Facebook and all that, they fantastically do. If you need some clarification, I'm open to one-on-one instruction. You can comment, subscribe, or send me a direct message if you want to have a little bit more nuance on how to do these right. So hopefully this is helpful to our poor hands that we use so much. So I hope these are helpful to everybody. シークのハリミツ大根よ。